just dropped Jackson off with Kyle's grandma. We are headed to Charleston, South Carolina.
What?
Mount Pleasant, to be exact. We are going to stay in an Airbnb room. I guess everybody's heard of an Airbnb, right?
So basically, I guess if you live near a tourist destination, you can rent out rooms of your house. If you have extra rooms, you can like rent them out to people that are traveling. So you can kind of get better deals than you would at a hotel. So we were able to get a better deal, but you're kind of staying in somebody else's house.
Kind of, yeah. You are. You're staying in someone else's house.
I mean, they have like background checks and tons of reviews, you know, like 70, 80 reviews from people that say how nice the people are and how nice it was to stay there and different things like that. So it's not that bad. Still got about 4.5 to 5 hours of driving.
I'm basically glued to my computer because I have 2 sessions left to edit. It's basically taking all of my time away.
Also, and we are kind of going to celebrate our wedding anniversary. We had our wedding 2 years ago on June 27th, 2015. We had down in Charleston in front of the Mooreside Lighthouse, going back to celebrate. So we'll show you guys plenty of stuff from our trip. Try to fill you in as much as possible, film as much as we can. Welcome back to another edition of Big and Tall Road Trip Tips.
Oh gosh.
Now, I'm in a Prius. It's tight in here. This armrest, it's horrible. It's made for someone this short, not someone this big and tall. Solution: bring a pillow along, put the pillow down on the armrest, instant comfort. You're welcome.
We're supposed to be vlogging our adventure, and we made it about 2 hours south towards Charleston, South Carolina, and my car broke down. That's my car back there. Oh, is that a tow truck? No, it's not. So I'm pretty sad, and I'm also kind of scared because it's kind of rolling backwards a little bit, like the brakes won't cut on. I mean, the brakes will cut on, but it won't move forward at all. I think it's the front axle that's messed up, and every time we try to put it in drive, it starts rolling backwards a little bit, and we're kind of on a hill right there. And I'm a little bit scared that it's gonna just roll out into oncoming traffic, and yeah. So we're waiting on the tow truck to get here and tow us to see what's wrong with it and get it fixed. Y'all, this has been worse than the time that we missed our flight back from Florida. This has been a disaster. We got a rental car. So my car broke down in Rock Hill, South Carolina. We were almost halfway to Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, where we're going for our anniversary trip. We think it's the axle because it was making like this weird clicking noise and we could feel it under our feet. And then once we stopped at the gas station to get gas and restarted the car, woo, that is bright, it wouldn't go. Like, we put it in drive, it would just not go, and it was making this awful like grinding slash clicking noise. Thanks to AAA and my grandma having me on her membership, it has been a lifesaver. We got a tow truck and got the car towed to a AAA care center in Charlotte. So we actually had to backtrack and go back up to Charlotte, dropped our car off, and they said it's not going to be until Monday before they can even take a look at it. While we were there, they had a car rental place, so they got us a reservation for a car rental, and we had to go to the airport to pick it up because it was getting late. So we had to get a reservation for the one at the Charlotte International Airport, which is a disaster. They're expanding and it's a lot of construction going on there. So when we got there, we went to the kiosk where we were getting our car rental through, and turns out you have to have a credit card to reserve it. And turns out we have 1, 2, 3 major credit cards. 3. And they're all maxed out. So we suck. We had to find another place to rent our car through that accepted debit cards. So we spent like an hour at the airport. I want to take a minute to point out all of the positives on the camera because I was going to start pointing them out, but I was like, well, this is something that maybe could help other people. It broke down right outside of Charlotte. There was a AAA care center nearby, and we saved 10% on labor. We were able to get towed there. We can get towed up to 100 miles for free. Happened during the day, happened in a populated spot. That way we didn't have to go too far and the place was still open.
Happened while we were stopped.
And it happened, yes, it happened when we stopped for gas at a gas station was when it happened. So that is, like, I'm really thankful that it did not happen while we were turning, you know, in the middle of oncoming traffic. Like, it could have been way worse because it's the axle and the car literally will not move. Like, it will not go. I'm so thankful that my grandma has AAA on me, or has allowed me to be on her AAA membership for the past like 6 years. It has been awesome. Here's one thing that I was thinking of when we were in the airport, sitting at all of the car rental kiosks. This was after we had went to the first car rental place, and they only accept credit, that I went and sat down on a chair, and Kyle went to go look to see the other kiosks that accept debit. And I was thinking, like, you know, I started praying because, number one, the man that drove us to the airport from AAA, which is also, I'm thankful for that. I did not know that they offered like car rides to get your rental car, which is really nice. He told us about like his father-in-law who just had some heart surgery and how he was having a tough time. So I was, you know, I took the time to like pray for him. And then also I saw 2 young kids in like walking through or just in the area that we were in, and both of the kids were with their dads, and they were probably like Jackson's age. And I saw like the first guy was kind of frustrated with his son because it seemed like he was sleepy, and he, you know, like picked him up and kissed him on the cheek or the forehead, and I was like, that is so sweet. Like, you know, I love seeing good dads, and I love seeing people who are good to children. There was another guy that walked by like maybe 10 minutes later, and he just right in front of me, like just like kissed his little boy on the forehead, and I was like, that is so sweet. Like, I just love seeing stuff like that. I was taking a moment to like pray for the man that took us to the airport, and to like just kind of say a prayer over everybody there, and like just saying like a prayer for praise that like people are good parents and take care of their kids and love their kids, and you know, just prayers of blessings and stuff for everyone. I got to thinking like God, why is this happening? You know, I know it's not anything major, like it's just, why am I gonna cry? Oh my gosh. So I know it's not anything major, but I was just like, why is this happening? Like, we're supposed to be going on our vacation and my car's broke down, which isn't like a huge disaster. Like, now we're wasting a whole bunch of time, like going to AAA, trying to get a rental car, going to the airport, you know, stuck in traffic on the way to the airport. Then we can't rent the car once we get there because they only accept credit. So, you know, I'm just like frustrated about all the time that's being wasted. And then I got to thinking, well, what is time anyways? What's the whole, what are we wasting? Like, so then I got to thinking, well, it was really important that we, you know, sat in the car with that man and we listened to his struggles that he's facing right now with like his family and his father-in-law. And it's more important that we spend time like forming relationships rather than just trying to get to destinations, or like, help me out, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not a waste of time when you are learning things or like spending time with other people in fellowship, and then, you know,
pick up different things.
And then, you know, afterwards I was like, well, maybe this is like God's way of testing us, or like just seeing if we care about other people. Like, because, you know, I took the time like right after we got, you know, maybe like 20 minutes after he dropped us off, you know, and I asked for a second to like say a prayer for him and that he got home safely, because he stayed working late just to drop us off at the airport because the traffic is so bad in Charlotte. So I was like, that was super nice, super sweet thing to do, because it's a Friday at 6 and he's not gonna he probably won't get home till like 7, you know, late. He probably just got home not that long ago. So I felt, you know, really bad for him that he had to do all that for us, and it was really appreciated. So, you know, just praying that he got home safe, and then praying for his father-in-law. And I was thinking, well, maybe this is God's way of like letting us see the bigger picture, and that it's that we should care for each other instead of like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, one of the big reasons for us going was to get some time together. We're still spending time together, even if we're sitting in Charlotte traffic or we're standing in line at a car rental place. Doesn't change the fact that we're, you know, together. So.
Yeah, and it's all about your attitude. Like, you have to make the best of every situation, and a lot of times it's hard and you lose sight because you get frustrated, like, oh, things aren't going as planned. But that doesn't really even matter. Like, what matters is like your attitude, spending time with people, genuinely caring about other people, like hoping for the best for people, helping people, you know, things like that. That's really what's most important in life. That's really what is most important when it comes to time. And, you know, I was glad that I was able to see that, and I was like, maybe God was using this to like, you know, see, you know, and give me a reason to like pray for somebody else, you know, introduce me to somebody else who's going through something, you know, way worse than we are. And, you know, we can pray for him, he can pray for us, and it's a way to like transform us and I guess like make us more like Christ.
Grateful.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm crying. Okay, sorry for being so emotional. But so also thankful that even though our credit cards are maxed out, we still have money to be able to rent a car, even though it was more expensive. Thankful that we had money to rent a room to be able to go on vacation. Even though it's only a 2-day vacation, it's still a vacation. And it's in like our favorite place.
We're all healthy.
Thankful that we're healthy, yeah.
Nobody got hurt.
Yeah, thankful that nobody got hurt. So we're thankful for, you know, Kyle's parents for watching Jackson for us, and his grandparents. And they're so good to him. They love him so much, and that's awesome. And
Spoiled him right.
yeah. And he loves them too. He loves them to death. I mean, and we're thankful just for this time that we get to spend together. We're thankful that we have the flexibility in our jobs to be able to do this, like with Kyle being a teacher and being off in the summers, and me being a photographer now and not having to work a part-time job in retail, it's really given us the flexibility to really do what we want to on a day-to-day basis. We are 37 minutes away. I'm so excited. Are you excited?
Yeah. Guys, we are almost there. We're only 32 minutes away. Thank you for all of your thoughts. Thank you for all of your encouragement. This motherfucking day is almost over, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love you.
So much.
Bye.